Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Wilds of Eldraine. We see a mythic rare here as the rare of the pack. It is the Belluna Grand Squall. 3 colors, but it's fairly easy to splash at things in this format, especially if you're playing green and this is uh, a green card. So a 3 mana 4/4, but you don't really get to play this on turn 3 that often. So that's not so important that it's a 3 mana 4/4, but it is a it can be producing you a lot of cards. Yeah. There are some decent uncommons in here, but I think I will try this as the first pick. So I need to pick cards with adventure, which is not that hard. And note that I'm just gonna pick this. So note that it also puts all cards that have an adventure from among the milled cards into your hand. So not everything in your graveyard, but it will mill 7, and any adventure cards among them will be added to your card. So I like to have like around at least 8 adventure spells in addition to this one in my deck to make it really good. But it's fun to try this, especially when you first pick it, you can really draft around it. Alright, so there's a bunch of things. First of all, I could pick this for collection purposes, but I'm not gonna do that. It doesn't do anything in... I guess you could draft a deck that does something with this, but not gonna try that. I could take the phone, it will actually fix the mana for this thing. This is like a Temur colors. There's the Gale Fang, but I think the 2-drop is just gonna be more useful if I'm trying to make this thing work. So I'll take this over the Gale Fang, and it's a pick I'm happy to make after kind of committing to this kind of an effect. Now this is interesting. First of all, there is another phone, and the pack 1, by the way, from which I took this thing, there was also a phone in there. Just a fun observation that 3 of my first packs have this as an option. But yeah, there's the Thunderous Debut. So look at the top 20 cards of your library. Up to 2 creatures among them, and if I bargain, they go to the battlefield. Now, it's actually something I could try to do. Now, there's also... I would take the phone number 2 over the Ruby here. It might actually be more important, though. Especially because I don't know if I'm gonna splash the blue or red. And this is, red and green. Can this come back to me? It might actually come. I'm just taking the phone. I think it's just such a good pick after starting with the Grand Squall here. And here I could take... At some point I will have to decide whether I will be like green blue splashing red or green red splashing blue. But I will have to maybe see what I'm gonna be... what I'll get past. Usually blue is very open, but that might not be the case in this draft. I could take the Hamlet Glutton, totally a very nice card. There's an Evolving Wilds, but I already have 2 cards that can fix my mana. I'm taking the Glutton because it is a really decent card, one of the green's best commons in the set, so easy pick I would say. There was the red removal spell, but I do like the Glutton here more. Also, I do want to get some adventure cards. That is a priority now, thanks to the Belluna. This won't do anything if you don't have a reasonable number of adventure cards. But now that I have this plan, which I'm not going to deviate from yet, there's nothing that makes me want to deviate from it. I could take the Attendants as an adventure card, but this Collector's Vault will be quite nice. This makes treasure tokens. I will have quite easy time playing 3 colors here if I'm getting these fixing cards. I think the Attendance is not the highest priority adventure card for me, so I'm just gonna take the Vault, and I will start picking some adventure cards. Like I could just take the Vantress Transmuter. Red isn't very open, so I might just splash for the red here and be like a blue-green. This is a totally fine card to play, so I'll take that. Pretty easy. This is not probably going to be the Genealogist deck. I have had a couple of green-white decks that play this, but I don't think this is not the deck for that card, I don't think. I'd much rather have the Into the Fair Court here. Court, how do you say? Yeah, easy pick, I would say. So I will be green blue splashing for red. Now there's a Brave the Wilds, but there's also Monstrous Rage, which is quite good. Now there's no adventure card in here. So far I have only one card with adventure. I have to pay attention to that. Now this is going to be a very nice card. I like the Brave the Wilds, but maybe it's not that important. I'll well take the rage here. Even though I just splash for the red, I'm still happy to have it. Okay, I actually got the phone here. Now there's a splashy spell caster and there's also the stopgap, which are pretty decent, but I'm gonna take a phone number 3 here. It's also like a 2-drop. I don't need to pick from some mediocre 2-drops just to have a mana curve. This is a very good blocker as a 1/3 as well. I think I'm quite lucky to have the pick 9 phone here. I'm very happy about the cards I have in pack 1, assuming I will get to pick like a healthy number of adventure cards, which I will have to prioritize going in pack 2 and pack 3. This can do some nice work. Also, permanent spells that you cast that have an adventure cost 1 less to cast, so that means like any of these will be 1 cheaper to cast if this is on the battlefield. Alright, do we have something nice here? There's actually one of my favorite cards in this set, the Cursed Courtier. I'm not gonna splash for this, and it would be my 4th color. I'll take the Brave the Wilds here. I would say that's quite an easy pick. The splash is already quite easily enabled here with the triple fawn. Now yes, these are creatures will get removed, but I have 3 of them. I have the Vault and I have the Brave the Wilds. This is an adventure spell. I'm gonna take it. I won't necessarily get much value from it, but it being a 1/3 flyer for 2 is gonna be fine, and I don't care about the Verdant Outrider here. Now I have 2 adventure spells. And who knows, maybe I will pick some fairy cards, and this of course works with instants and sorceries as well. And here I can just take the Firebolt, a fine card to splash. And here 2 pump spells. I think I'm preferring this, but it's a mostly a sideboard card. Extraordinary Journey. There's a Picklock Prankster. There's a Agatha's Champion. These are all good cards. This is actually going to be a card I'm interested in, but I'm fairly certain this will come back to me at pick number 9. It's not that great of a card. In this deck it would be nice because I will have some number of 5+ mana spells, and of course this is also an adventure spell, so it will benefit from the Belluna, or rather Belluna benefits from its existence in my deck. So the rare and both of these 2 uncommons are good. This is good, but I'm assuming to get it back pick number 9. So the question is, am I going to take the champion? Am I going to take something like an Extraordinary Journey, which is quite nice with the triple fawn actually, but the Agatha's Champion is quite nice. I don't have that many ways to bargain though. I think I'll take the rare for that reason, because I don't have that many ways to bargain. Enable bargain, I mean. Alright, here I'll just take this thing. It is an adventure spell and totally reasonable thing to be playing. I wouldn't mind the stopgap, but or these 2-drop, but maybe this deck is not that interested even in having a 2-mana 3/1s. Even though this can come back, but I won't have a heavy enchantment theme or a roll token theme. I think the worm is quite easy pick here now. But I do want to have some number of bargain enablers because of the Glutton as well. I don't think the Brave the Wilds bargain is that important. Turning a land into a 3/3 is not that important. I'm much more interested in just being able to fetch a basic land of the sort I want to have. Let's see how many instant and sorceries. That's 4 total, and then some number of adventure spells, because this this actually no, I was wrong. This doesn't care about adventure spells. This cares about fairies and instant and sorceries, but I have only one fairy. It's the only fairy I have currently. Alright, what does this pack have for me? There's a Bitter Chill. It is a decent removal spell. I'm gonna have it here. There's actually not much else for me, so let's take the Bitter Chill. Okay, I have a Frolicking Familiar, pretty easy pick. It is an adventure as well. I definitely prefer it over the Attendants here. Yeah, easy pick. I already have one into the Fur Coat. I could see playing 2, but it's not that important to pick the second one. The familiar will be quite nice. Okay, this pack has not that many interesting cards. This land is exactly the 2 colors out of the 5 that I'm not playing, so I'm not picking that. This just doesn't seem like a good card at all. I guess if you're really heavy into food, you could pick that, but here it's a decision between. Well, I don't know. It's not even a decision between anything. I'm not playing the Outrider ever. This can be played. It also, gives it a roll token that I can use for bargain, which I have a few of. Alright, and here, well, there's a bunch of red adventures. I mean 2, but there's also a blue adventure card. I don't really feel like splashing these things, so I'm taking the attendance here. Okay, there's another option for the red tooth vanguard. I have, decent amount of 2 mana plays. That's 5 already, and the pack 3 is still left. I think I might just take another into the fair card, because if I find more phones, I will take them. So this can be quite nice if you can play it like on turn 4 or so. And here we have 2 adventure spells that are in my main colors. I'm gonna take one of them. I have a transmuter already. Maybe I'll take the Werewolf just as a kind of to have options. Yeah, I'll take the Werewolf here. And Tempest Heart, which I was assuming to be getting. I'm taking it definitely over the Sky Beast Tracker and the Quick Study. I already have 2 card draw spells. I don't need any more card draw. So this is nice. And okay, no one taking these code 2s. I'm gonna take the Prowler. It's a 2-drop I can play, and there's a way to make it. I mean, you only have to play 1 expensive spell to make it into a 4/3s, and that's already gonna be good enough for 2 mana. So let's take that. But of course, there's the entire pack 3 left, and I'm kind of like almost have a full deck already. I don't care about these things. Even the mode is not the card I'm gonna play here, because I want my interaction to be something else than that. I'll take another attendance. That's a lot of expensive cards, but then again, these have cheap adventures. And I have this ramp, and I actually hope to get more phones. Wouldn't mind at all. So I can have, more than the average amount of 5 drops. Okay, there's a Rowan here. I could just go for the Mythic Red Draft here, but there's the Utopia Sprawl, which does 2 things. Well, I mean, it does more than 2. I guess it's because it both fixes mana and ramps mana, and in addition to that, it's also a good bargain target. So I'm gonna take the Utopia Sprawl here. It's kind of the card I really want to have, especially with something like double fair into the fair code and these expensive things. It's really good. I'm not gonna rare draft this thing right now. This is easily the best option for me over something like the Glutton here. Okay, Song of Totentons. Now, thing is, I'm actually not the kind of deck that maybe benefits from this. This is a really good card, an amazing card in red-black, red-white, even red-blue. Basically anything that, kind of is somewhat aggressive, but I'm quite the opposite of that. Getting a bunch of rat tokens that cannot block, even though they get the haste. I don't think I need any finishers. My deck is quite strong in the late game. I need to survive, and then I will finish the opponents. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna just take the torch, the tower here. I wouldn't mind to have a prism here either, but this is a very, very nice removal spell. Another frolicking familiar here. Also, I see a lot of these red tooth vanguards, but I'll take the familiar for sure. I have now, I think, a very healthy amount of adventure spells to get value out of the Seek Thrills. Anything here of interest? Actually, not really. I could take the Candy Trail. I don't think my deck has room for it though. I'll take the Ice Out if I feel like I need this kind of a counter spell in my, the sideboard in. There's a Beanstalk Worm. There is a Coralsmith. There's a Takedown. Graceful Takedown. Might just play that actually. It's decent removal. I won't have enchanted creatures, but I suppose I have large enough creatures to make it good enough. Yeah, I don't think I need any more 5-drops. So the Beanstalk Worm, even though it's an adventure spell for this thing. Yeah, I'll take the takedown. Some interaction is still gonna be quite useful. Okay, I'll get the Gatekeeper, which is also an adventure card that has a cheap adventure card, and that I can use early, and then I can get the 6/5 later. So easy pick. And okay, this is one of the decks that could play the Galvanic Giant, but problem is I don't think I need to draw 4, discard 2. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm not even sure if I care about anything. Do I want to play like a Spreading Seas to disable some creature lands? I could play that. It can also be bargained, of course. Here I'll take the Oof for the sideboard, not in the main deck. I don't need that in the main deck. Misleading Modes, I could pick that. I won't be having money orders entering the battlefield, so this might not be the pick. Let's take the modes if I want to have the interaction in the end. Mocking Sprite, Frantic Firebolt. Yeah, I'm happy with the Firebolt. And Sky Beast Tracker. I guess that's the card I could see playing. I don't think it's gonna have room in the main deck, but it's a card I might sideboard in. It's a very decent card against anything that's aggressive, and there are at least red, white, and red black decks that in this format can be very aggressive. And here we got the Candy Trail, which I don't think I'm gonna play. I won't have room for that. Carol Smith. It's a fine 3-drop, but hard to find room for this thing because it doesn't just synergize with anything in this format. So whenever you are making some cuts, the Coral Smiths will be one of the first ones, unless you need like a 3-drop creature for mana curve purposes. Okay, let's cut the lands for now, and first I'm kinda interested. How many spells with adventure do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the Grand Squall. But yeah, 10 for this. That means like on average every 4th card in my deck will have adventure. So I usually will get at least one adventure into my hand when I cast this thing, and getting 2 isn't that unlikely, and if I'm very lucky I might even get 3. Now it is a 5 mana spell, so, and sometimes I might just want to actually play it earlier if I have the colors like on turn 3, I might just do it. Okay, anyway, that's a lot of adventures. What am I gonna cut in here? I think the first cuts to do is, well, I took this quite early, but I didn't really know how my deck looked like at that point. Now it will give me a monster roll token, allowing me to bargain some stuff, but I do think it's gonna be the first cut here. It's just the pump effect is not what I need. That's the thing. Living Leg 10. Let's first see the creature curve here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I play the Leg 10. I'm not sure if I need it, because I guess the decks that are not aggressive, this doesn't do much. It has value when the 0-4 blocker is gonna make some sense. So in the main deck, or from the main deck, I will cut it, but it's a sideboard option for sure. Come on, go away. The Prowler is, well, it's going to actually, well, let's see how many of these I'm going to play. There's of course like this adventure is also going to be a 5 mana value spell. I have a lot of ways to trigger this, so I could play it as a 2-drop that can then do something later on. I don't need the Spreading Seas either here, because I need to find a lot of cuts here. Anything other that's mediocre, the Coral Smith, like I said, it's a nice card, definitely. It has even the death trigger of Scry 2, so it's like a it's a decent 3-drop, but it doesn't synergize, and I mostly care about synergizing things here now. And for most decks in Modern Limited, you want to have some synergy. So it's a card that if you had like if you benefited from the scry or from the fact that it's a merfolk or is it what's the other creature type? If that made some if that was a significant thing, it would be a much that card would be included in your main deck more often. But in this format, it doesn't synergize. Alright, Sky Beast Tracker, a sideboard card as well. Now I'm at the point where I like all my creatures here now, and the Prowler would maybe be a cut, but I also don't want to like, you know, have too few 2-drops. I want to have a healthy number of them. But now I will make a decision. Well, first of all, I'm gonna play the Journey because this also draws you cards when you know, basically you have played some adventure spell and then you cast it from exile and it enters the battlefield, you will draw a card. So this is, given the number of cards with adventure in my deck, this is a really good engine. I might just, I could see playing this as a blue 2-mana spell and then start drawing multiple cards during the game. So I'm gonna definitely play that. Now, I think I'm going to cut, at least from the main deck, one of the Into the Fair cards. And now this is the tough part. I think I might cut the Graceful Takedown because in the end I might not be able to deal that much damage with it. It's a little bit risky because it's a sorcery speed spell and it requires that the opponent won't, you know, like kill or bounce your own creature in response. I still have a Bitter Chill, a couple of Firebolts that touch the tower in here as a removal. Well, and these for anything that has only 1 toughness, and this can make a big creature into 1/1. Okay, that's 25. Well, I'm going to cut at least one. I could see maybe playing 16 lands thanks to the Utopia Sprawl, the Brave the Wilds, Triple Fawn, and the Collector's Vault, which also creates treasure tokens. So I could see playing only 16 lands. But one card has to be cut, and it's not going to be the Glutton. It's just too good. I even have ways to, you know, just play it as 7 mana, given the amount of cards that give me more mana. Despite the fact I probably will be playing just 16 lands here. I could see cutting one of the attendants. I'd rather have like 1 worm and 1 attendant than like 2 attendants and no worms. The Werewolves it's a 4-drop. I want to have this mana curve here because all of these things I'm about to consider cutting they do have adventure. Now I have only 1 Belluna Grand Squall, so I don't want to like twist my deck too much because of it, but these are all fine cards regardless. Even if I don't draw these cards, it doesn't matter. These are all fine cards to have. And this Werefox does give me something for bargain too. The monster roll token can be bargained when it's beneficial. I don't have a lot of bargain here. There's like a Torture Tower. There's the Brave the Wilds if I really want to turn a land into a 3/3, but maybe most importantly I have the Glutton. That will be a 5-mana spell if I can bargain something easily. So yes, I will play the Werefox. I really think it's the Attendants. What's the other option? Like a Bitter Chill? I think it's just such an efficient removal spell. It's just too efficient of a removal spell. I'm not going to cut that. Alright. 1 attendance. I accept that. I will still have a good number of adventure spells here. I guess you could cut the Prowler, but let's see. I have things that trigger it. I have this adventure spell, that's 1. Then there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this could be played with X equals 2. So yeah, like 7 things that trigger this. So it's quite easy to get the counters once, and it's not impossible to get it more than once. And then if it's like a 6/5 for a 2, that's already quite valuable for sure, because it will pick up 2 counters, not just 1. It will become a 4-3 and then it will become a 6-5. It's a really good payoff for having these expensive things in your deck. Yeah, that's I believe. Oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing. This thing cares about fairies, and this thing is actually a fairy. So cutting that not only makes this slightly worse, it also makes this slightly worse. Also, this thing cares about adventure spells in your graveyard. I'm actually going to rethink now about the situation. I'll play the attendants after all. Maybe I will just have to cut the Glutton from the main deck. I mean, there are matchups where it's not that exciting. For example, matchups where the opponent can just have removal that deals with any size creature. And to be fair, I don't have that many easy ways to bargain. So this can be quite often a 7-mana spell. Fine, I will cut that. It doesn't synergize with the Grand Squall, with the Firebolt, with the Prankster, unlike the Attendants, which synergizes with each of them. So yeah, this is actually the final deck now. Final main deck. Of course, I will have a nice sideboard options available to me. But yeah, I will start with this. And I will play 16 lands, but I have a lot of ways to get more mana. So the next question is how many mountains do I want to play? I have a Torch the Tower, a couple of Firebolts, and the Grand Squall. Collector's Vault, Brave the Wilds, the Sprawl are kind of a reliable ways to get red mana. The creatures that can produce red are less reliable. But that's already 3 ways to get a mountain. Also, this thing is actually, yeah, this also cares about having red. The adventure part here, so I kind of want to play 2 mountains in here. I might also just accidentally mill a mountain with this thing. Yeah, that could happen. So I want to have 2 mountains. How unreliable my mana will be after that? I will play a lot of forests because I definitely need to, be able to play the Brave the Wilds and the Utopia Sprawl, which allow me to get, the second main color, which is blue in this deck. So that would be like a 5 blue sources, but and I have some double casters, but these can make. I don't think it's a problem here because you have 5 blue sources for a couple of blue 2-drops is bad, of course, but that's not exactly true because there's a Sprawl and a Brave the Wilds which allow me to play these 2-drops anyway. Because of course if I keep a starting hand that doesn't have islands, it's gonna have to have a forest. So in that case, if I have also one of these, these will count as additional ways to get blue mana. Yeah, I think this deck would really benefit from an Evolving Wilds. It would really benefit from one, but I didn't pick it. I saw, I think, one in the early pack one, and I picked something else over it and never saw another one. Alright, well, this is the mana base, and let's go and play the first match. Okay, don't have the blue, but I do have the Fawn, which gives me the mana for the Prowler. And I have the cheap interaction if they have a fast start here. Okay, they're gonna fetch a land. Oh, there's the blue as well. Well, definitely still playing the Fawn here. Because I might draw a 4-mana spell, I might draw another 2-mana spell. Wither Blossom, well, you hate to see that. You hate to see that. Oh, okay then. This is going to be very challenging now. It's not impossible to beat a turn 2 Wither Blossom, but it's going to be very difficult. I need some good draws now. Alright, well that is one of the better draws you could have. So let's definitely kill this thing. Let's see if it's gonna work. It is. Okay, so I'll just play this thing past combat. Try to deal some damage to them. Okay, they had a response to this, so I suggest I expect them to have a counter spell. this they couldn't counter because I have 2 mana left. And actually this is a fairy. It's a tribal enchantment fairy, so if they have the counter spell that says the opponent must play, you know, 2 plus the number of fairies you control, this actually counts for that. So I would have to play 3 extra, but I had that available. Am I gonna make them keep mana up? I don't think so, because I have these things, so let them counter this. They might still be able to. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the counter spell. Okay, they had just that. Well, that's... Wow, so actually that... I mean, returned it to my hand, so I can ping one other fairy rogue in here. I have to discard a card now, but it's no big deal. I don't need the forest for anything. Wow, the fact they bounced that thing, it's really nice for me. Even got... I'm just gonna kill it, right? And now I don't have an attack if I play the Frolicking Familiar, so... I suppose... He's only dealing 2, so the Bitter Chill would be the play. I do want to push damage through. I mean, if I play this, I miss out on dealing 3 damage here. Although on the next turn I have the air attack, but still they're taking 1 life loss each turn. Now they could get some food tokens with these colors, of course, so not great. But I do believe I'm gonna do this. That also allows me to have mana up for the touch the tower, and also if they like save this in some way or destroy the enchantment, so I can pay the 1 mana to scry and draw. This is fine. Okay, so I basically have a 10 turn clock right now, but 10 turns is a lot of time, and they can easily gain life by, you know, food mostly, and there might be some other ways too. Okay, that's gonna create a food token already. They don't have another green for that thing. That gives them green, but also it is quite slow to use that. I think I might just touch the tower at this thing. I want to keep attacking with my guys here. And the Prowler, of course, will be just traded here, so the lower life they go to, the better for me. Okay, Beanstalk Worm, I can just play it, so I think because of the phone. And that will give me counters. Wow, that will be a 4-3 now. Okay, that is... If they don't have an interaction here, they go down. Yeah, they don't. Unless will they get... No, they just ate the food there. Alright. So I might be the turn 2 Bitter Blossom thanks to the amount of interaction I have, but it's of course not over yet. But the board is great for me, and I have the Firebolt, which only deals 3 for now, but it will deal more later. For example, if this Beanstalk Worm dies, it is a, you know, card with adventure, so this would increase the number of damage to 4. If it dies, of course. They actually ate the Glutton here. Not so great for me, but I mean, in the end, because they have the 6/6 now. So the question is, am I going to trade off? I think I'm willing to do it. I mean, the 6/6, I don't have a clean answer for it, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let them eat 2 of my cards. At least they ate their Bitter Blossom. This thing doesn't have reach, so... Well... I have to do this. But yeah, now I can discard my excess lands into the... because of to the vault. I have this flyer still coming up. I'm at 20. I have this 4/3, and this has potential to, you know, increase in size. Okay, I don't like seeing that. I really don't like seeing that, but at least it doesn't have reach. So I will be... That's, by the way, a 4th color I'm seeing. So I will be able to keep attacking with the Familiar, but they of course will gain 3 life as well. Now that's not necessarily the card I wanna... Now the thing is, this will easily become a 6/5. But also... Well, I do have a bunch of options in here, including making a... I think I'm gonna start with this, draw and discard. That's a good way to start this. I'm unlikely to need a red mana here now, and I will get a treasure token anyway, so let's do this. Okay, because I'm gonna get the treasure now, so I'm going to, of course, discard this, and I can use the Brave the Wilds with bargain here, sacking the treasure here, turning there. Oh, I didn't necessarily think through. Okay, I can tap these for mana actually, because I want to. I don't know. I will fetch an island. Yeah, oh, sorry, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna do this, bargain. Target the land I control. I'm gonna target this land because it's untapped. Sacrifice this treasure here. And then I'm going to get an island here. Because I might lose that other one. I want to definitely play it even though I have the vault here. And now I can attack with everything. I don't think they're gonna double block the fawn here. Well, they would die, so they are not doing that unless they have like something for 2 mana. But they will trade with the Prowler, but they will lose both of their things and they will go down to 3. Of course, when they play the Hamlet Glutton, they will obviously go back to 6. But I think this is still fine. The reasoning mostly being that if I do draw a 5 mana spell, which would have actually made this into a bigger thing, drawing a 5 mana spell is quite good by itself. They go to 6, but they won't have easy time clocking me. They still taps for mana, right? Yep. So what I can do first is just oh, maybe not. Okay, just tap the both mountains here. See if I draw something better than the familiar here. Oh, that is very good. No, when they cast this thing, they will gain more life. Well, I'm definitely doing this. I know that basically if I would first play the journey and then the familiar, I would draw a card from the familiar. But I could do it. I could just bounce the Glutton here. Because 1, 2, 3, I have the 4 mana for it, and then I could attack for 3. And if they play the Glutton, I will draw a card. Then I play this and draw a card. Fine, I will do that. Bouncing 1 will be enough. And I don't even want to bounce the Scavenger, because they would then be able to play the Adventure again. So I get to deal the 3 damage, which, you know, they will get back, but that's kind of even. And now I will get some nice cards from the journey here, that's for sure. And they will have to play a bunch of mana for this Glutton here. Okay, they... Wow. No, that's unfair. I suppose they don't have mana to play these things because this makes green, but yeah, they didn't have the double green up. But there goes my plan of having you know, getting more cards from this, because the journey would have given me a lot of cards. I'm annoyed now a little bit, but oh well. At least this will find me more gas. Well, that is good. I was a little bit worried about the fact that they also had the guide, which does have reach. Am I gonna trade this island here? I think I can. I think I can trade the island. But yeah, now of course this familiar will deal with the guide, so it's fine. Yep. Let's just keep the board clear here now. I don't think it matters too much to lose the land there, because this collector's world, I mean, if when I discard lands, I still get to keep treasure tokens. And I have the fawn here as a mana source. So if they play the Glutton now... I'm not gonna waste my treasure on this. And of course I want to have the trigger for the pump effect, so... okay, that's nice to draw to discard to. Well, I basically will just discard the cards I draw. So I don't even think it's gonna matter right now. I'm going to just kill this thing. Now casting this right now would of course mean this becomes a 4/4, but I'd much rather just play this guy and then attack for this amount. So now they are basically they are facing lethal damage now. Of course they do have 3 cards in hand, they have the loot option. Monstrosity doesn't do anything unless it dies and gives them food. Okay, that doesn't help because I have a trigger for this already coming up. They don't gain loot. Yeah, they don't gain any life here. They are tapped out, so I will win now. I don't want to show them this. Oh, they actually... That was a slight mistake. This is a best of 3 match, so I was forced to discard 2. Now one of them would have been a forest, but they definitely wanted the information there. I do understand that they consider it because they know now I will just finish them off with the 3-power flyer, but I would have discarded the prankster. I think this is like a less big of a deal than the actual combat trick that they will be able to play around if they know about its existence, but now they don't. And they wouldn't have because the prankster would have been discarded in addition to the forest. Now this is a matchup where Ice Out will be good. They have multiple expensive things. I will play the Ice Out. I don't think the mode is that good. I don't want to bounce their ETB abilities, their adventure spells. It's not very valuable. Bitter Blossom is annoying, but it didn't help them. It would be tempting to play them into the fair court, but I also like the flyers. I basically won with the flyers here now. What to do? Is Touch the Tower even that important? It deals with the monstrosity, it deals with the scavenger. Okay. And I can of course bargain to deal with the 3 toughness creature as well. So I'm going to play it as cheap interaction. I did like how the Prowler can pick some extra counters here. The Bitter Chill would be very nice against all the big things they have. I guess the Ferocious Werefox might be the worst. I like these, turning their big things into 1/1s. They have the Annoying Adventure that can deal with my artifacts or enchantments, but I at least have more than one of them here. Yes, I do think this is the deck. Titanic Growth might be okay, but I don't have time to think about my options for that. So I also have my own 6/6 Trampler, which I first tried to keep in the deck, but I cut when deck building. Okay, well, I'm keeping this. Now the Prankster, I didn't actually check how many instant or sorceries do I have, because if I do play this thing on turn 2, I guess I also have the option just to play this on turn 3, because I do actually have all the mana here. Monstrosity, huh? Okay. Can I find a fairy or an instant or sorcery in top 4? I didn't actually check it out. It's also like slightly tempting to just bitter chill this thing. That could also be the play, then play this on the next turn. It's definitely not easy to make the choice here. Okay, I'm gonna actually bitter chill this, because I don't want them to get the food there either to use for bargain purposes. And depending on my next draw, I might play just a 4/4 Trampler here, and it depends also on what they're gonna have here. Brave the Wilds. Just get the land. They have an edge wall in, by the way. What's the tower? Well, this will maybe get me something. But I think it's better just to do this. Just have a 4/4 Trampler here. Deal some damage with it. And of course it will make my things cheaper. Not the spell, not the adventure spell, but the permanent it's tagged into. Okay, that's gonna give a counter on the monstrosity, but that's something they can use for bargain now. Okay. Well, let's first see if they have some kind of tricks available. Nope. So this is an easy... I can do both of these. So let's see if I can find something good. Mill 4. Fairies, instant sorceries, matter. Come on. Yes, I got the frantic firebolt. And now I can play this flyer. Also I have an adventure spell in the graveyard, so these firebolts are now dealing more damage. 3 each, and of course once I use some of this stuff I will be getting even more damage out of these firebolts. I think these can deal like 6 or 7 in this game. Okay, they can do that. Oh, they do exactly that, so... Yeah, I'm gonna get dealt 6. Now this thing has a ward 1, doesn't it? So sadly my touch the tower isn't going to help. I would, you know... Well, it's not gonna work, so fine, whatever. Because I would have countered this with, you know, touch the tower, but I didn't have the mana for the ward. But that is one more adventure card in my graveyard. I can block here. It's a free attack for them, so I wanna just see. I don't care about the 1/3 here too much. So they have a royal treatment, which is gonna make it 4 toughness. So yeah, okay. Fine then. I have a now these still 5 currently. Phone. They're down to 2 cards. Now they do have the edge wall in, which can pick up an adventure spell, which they currently don't have, but they will. This has ward 1. And it will have the token, so even if I make it into a 1/1, it will be a 2/2 actually. Don't like that too much. I can take the 3 damage, I suppose. So I'm going to do this. I will wait for a proper target before I cast the Transmuter. And this is now, you know, able to deal 5. Now they know about the first one, so they might just, you know... They might just, you know, not play a juicy target for it, but if they don't play anything, I'm happy. Okay, they are gonna get a land and 1/1. Sure. Attendants. I won't be getting any amazing use out of that. So I'm going to just attack for 1, I believe. And play the attendants as a flyer right away. Bitter chill on that. Okay. Well, I guess I might have to use a firebolt on this thing because I'm not winning this race right now, and I kind of feel like it's a waste to play this as a 3/4. Yeah. I have the vault, so I don't necessarily want to play all the lands, but... Okay, I'll see what happens now. I'll try to kill this thing. That worked. So, I think I'm going to race here still. They are not having anything. This is going to be fine. don't have any adventures for the Edgewall Inn right now. Saturday the Oath on that. Okay, sure. I think I'm just gonna use the Torch Tower on this. Still lose my Prowler, but now I don't have to worry about taking 2 each turn. And the Wicked Token would have also... Oh, that's a nice draw. Would have also... you know, the Wicked Token also makes you lose 1 life. I think... here... No, I don't have the mana for it. I can bargain for this, but I don't want to, because I would lose the Bitter Chill. So I don't actually... I'm gonna play the island now, but I don't have mana to play this and have this for as 3 mana. That is not gonna matter, so I'll let that happen for sure. But I might just play the Vantress Transmuter as a... yeah, I'm going to do that now, and I'm gonna still play the land, because now the next big thing they're gonna have, I can counter it, and I have still the Firebolt for that, so I don't have to play the Croaking Curse here that much. And now I have the mana for the counter spell without needing to bargain. Okay, they just have a lot of lands there now, so this is of course very easy now. I have a few turn clock here, and they still have nothing for this land to pick. I don't need to play any more lands, because if I draw my Vault, I can just start discarding. And I have also the Adventure Creature. How do they scry, by the way? That's a lot of lands, and they still scry the bottom. That of course could be a spell, but not impactful enough. But yeah, I have the creature with the adventures that says draw 2, discard 2. Okay, I don't play the Sprawl either. Now I guess I'm just gonna win the game, because they likely can only have 1 spell here, and they are now facing a lethal attack. I would have just tried to kill this guide, because they have only 1 card in their hand, so even if it is a spell, I can just counter it, whatever it is, and then I just win. But yeah, they flooded out. But even if they didn't, I had good tools in here. This dealing 7, for instance, is quite nice. Yeah, I can just play the adventure here easily. Keep it. I'll find my red source at some point, especially when I draw 2, discard 2 here. I mean, that's not gonna guarantee me to find the red source, but it's gonna get me at least closer to a way to find one. Because I have like 2 mountains and 3 fawns, the Vault, Utopia Sprawl, and then the sorcery spell as well, which can fetch a basic land from the deck. That's a lot of ways to get the mana. This is an instant, yes it is, so I don't have to do it right now. I know if they could play an island and then counter it, but I'm not even that worried about, or maybe I am. I did want to see that 2-drop, you know. The point is that it might affect what I want to discard. Of course, I might get slightly punished if they do counter this right away. They did not. Okay, there's the Vault. So I'm gonna discard the island. I don't want to miss a land drop here, of course, so... Well, all the stuff I have is quite good here. I'm definitely not missing the land drop, though. And not the Vault either. So I guess the Werefox is slightly worse. This can actually deal with the creature, at least make it smaller, and then still be a 3-4. I don't need the monster token, so this is mostly a 4-3 right now, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, I naturally drew the land here, which is not bad at all. Vault it is. And now this is a card with adventure, making the Firebolt into a 3 damage dealing thing. I might take a couple of damage points from this thing. So they are Fairy's deck. A Fairy's deck. Well, the most mana efficient thing to do is just to play the Tempest Heart, so let's do that. No counter spell, could be a removal of course. This will pick a +1/+1 counter whenever I cast something that costs 5 or more, or that has mana value of 5 or more. Vermin. Okay, by the way, this forest, I thought that they would be like blue, black, but no, there's a forest in there suddenly. How to do this? I feel like I still will play the forest in here. Just play the phone, play Firebolt dealing with this. Although the vermin gets a little bit annoying as well. I mean, if I kill this, this will become a 3-2. Might actually be better to just kill the vermin. Well, first I'm just going to attack. I don't have a way to give this a counter right now. They are not going to have a block there. I'm gonna play the phone, and if they immediately, you know, if it resolves immediately, that means they don't have anything for 1 green mana. Now they are choosing a blocker, so that's why they have like a kind of a priority. But I don't wanna, you know, get wrecked by a royal treatment. So if this resolves, that means they don't have anything for green, and then I can do it safely on my turn. Otherwise, I would wait for until their turn at least. It seemed to resolve immediately, so yeah, that works. Okay, that deals with the fawn, but it's actually not such a big deal. Take some damage here though. They have 4 cards still, and they're gonna get a food token and a wicked token. Alright, well this is going to be good in many ways. I'm going to just bounce the token. And then I'm going to kill the... I'm going to... Well, I don't know actually. I'm still... Okay, I'm gonna bounce the token. They must have something for it. I don't know. I don't want to use my vault necessarily. Or maybe I will. I mean, yeah, of course, I will just get a treasure token. I can discard the card I draw. And if it is better than either of these, yes, I will do that. Now, they can kill their own token if they really want to. And then this would not go to exile. That's a thing. But we'll see. They're having something here at least. Candy Grapple on... Okay, they had that. And there's not much I can do about that. And now... Oh, this will also counter the bounce. I did not think about that. That's kinda horrible actually. So I lose both my creatures to this candy. Yeah, I did not think that they might have a removal spell with bargain, because now this won't resolve my entry. This entry denied. That's horrible. I'm still killing this. I'm just have to do that. So they're gonna get a food token, and they're getting a wicked token or something. I think that was the crucial turn in this game, because now I don't have my 6/5 here, and they have another one of these. I don't know what the forest here is for. Okay, now that fawn is unnecessary. I'll just do this. Start getting into some proper stuff. This will become a 3/3 now with the wicked token. Oh man, this candy grapple. So annoying. Okay, so fawn gets discarded. At least I can, you know, do this. That was the correct mana, wasn't it? Let's make sure. So now I will be able to kill it with the familiar. Hopefully. I'll let them target with them. This is an instant, right? It is an instant. So now it's my only chance to try to kill it. can they also counter that? That would be really annoying. Like a royal treatment would be the most horrible thing. Okay, good. Good. Now I have 2 things in exile still that I can cast. That's nice. And I have an active vault, which means that... And let's just do this. That's the best draw I could have here. Probably. Yeah. I'm not playing the lands. Ooh, the extraordinary journey is gonna be good too. Actually, I'm going to discard the phone, so I'm actually playing the land here. I can even EOT this. I'll get the treasure back and get rid of the phone. Okay, well, I wonder what cards they have. Am I gonna get decked? Not in a while. Not in a while. Are they just flooding out? I still don't know. I mean, this green has to be some off-color adventure, or it has to be some bum, of course. But could be like a blue-green or green-black card. There are some nice rares. This will be more useful than the phone. It's a kind of a shame that they have nothing for the journey. Because these things will draw me cards. Let's start with this first. I know I can just play this and play these, you know, adventure spells, making them into cantrips. Yeah. Am I supposed to do that? I mean, there's nothing to bounce. This only targets creatures. Right. Huh. Well, I wanna play my own creatures, so I'm actually even playing this land here still, and just play this with x equals 0. This is the scenario I was talking about when I was building my deck. I can play it like this, and then all the adventure spells that resolve will draw me a card. Now they're really thinking about the responses, and they still don't do anything. I get, by the way, only 1 card a turn. That's something to keep in mind. I don't have an untapped land, so there's no point playing the Brave the Wilds right now. I couldn't attack anyway. Maybe they just have like a removal. That could be what they're having in their hand. Yeah, feed the cauldron, giving them some food. I need to be a little bit wary about getting decked here, but let's do this first. Get the card from the thing. They are effectively at 22 now. There's the card. Okay, bitter chill, sure. And then I will be turning this island into a creature. So let's bargain this thing. Target land. Sack this thing. And I guess I have some red spells. I have like 3, yeah. Well, it doesn't actually matter. I have the treasures here anyway, but let's pick this here and sure. Am I gonna do this right now? Might as well. I will have 2 treasures, so I can cast it. Okay, I'm getting rid of my lands, but yeah, I can't just do this for forever, because I will lose the game into to decking out. So more removal from them. Counting Rabble, killing the transmitter. Not the land, so they're taking the damage here. Okay, and that also means that they don't have the 3 life from that food token. That's a lot of removal, by the way. Well, I guess not that much. Okay, that's a perfect target for the bitter chill. Wow, I keep drawing these lands, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I can still loot a couple of times and not deck out. I will get some spells too, you know. I just can't draw lands forever here. That's a nice one. And then I will play the bitter chill on this thing. And then I can still play the attendance. I don't need the trick potion. I just want to add some board pressure here in here. So they go down to 8, but they still are in 11 at 11 life. I guess I can do this. I don't want to loot that many times anymore, so might as well play the land here still. Okay, they had a disdainful stroke. Now that was one of the cards they had, sure. Now they are almost top decking. They were left with one card in their hand. That's still removal, isn't it? I mean, they haven't actually... They have only 7 lands. Well, I suppose they have 10, 11 spells. Stopgap saving that. I will draw a card from this. It goes to graveyard. I can sack a treasure for that. Definitely. And that is a card I'm going to... Because I scry and draw, I will scry that to top for sure. Now the annoying part about this thing is they will get food from it. Oh man, I'm still... I have to do this. At least they didn't have mana to cast it, so they take now 4 still. I didn't realize that. Okay, now there's a decent thing to have. First, let's just see if I can cast both. Yes, I can. I'm not gonna do this because this has mill 7, so I would take out on the next turn if I did that. So let's just do this. Shall we not? No, it's a little bit tricky here. I must admit that. It's a little bit tricky now because they have the food generating puff, but I guess if they attack they take so much more damage. It's still worth, you know. Am I gonna save one of the treasures? No, I don't think it's needed. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Just cast it. It's gonna cost 4 thanks to the Grand Squall. So they can play this. This can't attack then, but I might find, you know. Do I have any removal here still? Scarecrow Guide. Fine. It's not the greatest. I will use the vault here. Okay, a lot of land still. So I will attack for there's no point attacking into the 4-5. Now I don't have a lethal attack, so I'll just do this. Maybe they will trade with the 1-1 or jump block the attendants. I'm down to 5. How many lands in my graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I think. 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. I have a 16 land deck, so I think I have only 1 land in the deck. Oh, there's one. Oh, the island is here. I think that's the 16th land, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 6 in the graveyard. Okay, yeah. I have only 5 spells in there. I don't know what the spells were exactly, but still 5 gas. And enough time to win here. Of course, I just had lethal now that they drew the land, but let's say they drew something good. Okay, so they are blue-black, and I don't think I saw anything green here. So they're splashing for something. Could be like a Goose Mother, or what's the troll, the fence spawn troll. They are good golden cards that are part green and part either black or blue. That are definitely worth splashing. So feed the cauldron, a couple of candy grabbles, disdainful stroke. It's gonna be good against my deck. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna sideboard out my expensive stuff because of that. They have the Witch's Vanity, which will be annoying if they have it early in the game because my mana accelerators might die to that. So Ice Out. They have an instant speed removal. I will again keep the Ice Out. Is the Bitter Chill going to be good. It's very good against the Scream Puff for sure, but the other cards I saw here not that great. I mean, I guess it's still fine. I might not play the Transmuter actually. That seems like there wasn't really targets that I want to even turn into 1/1s. They were either small creatures already, or then the Death Toucher, which still will retain the Death Touch ability. So I could see cutting the Transmuter here. How about the Oath here? Not really needed. But I could have actually started putting the Oof against the Bitter Blossom in match 1. Didn't really realize. Hamlet Glutton. Well, the removal isn't good against this guy, so maybe I should do it. Cutting what? I need to do it, make my decision here in quite low amount of time. I guess the Prankster won't be that great when they have the 2/2 flyers. I'm gonna actually cut it and play the Glutton, and this is the deck. Because I was low on time, so I couldn't make any more thorough analysis there. But I saw 2 of those 2/2 flyers, so the 1/3 flyer, loses a bit of its value. I know it's a kind of a 2-for-1, and also works with my Adventure Mythic Rare, but I think it's still better to have the 6/6 here. Okay, a shame I'm gonna mulligan this. What's only 1 land? Okay, this is a keep, of course. This allows me to have some stuff. And some, yeah, the Beanstalk Worm is the least useful out of these, just a 5/4, which is not so great when you have this low amount of mana. Okay, well, at least I get to, I mean, this kind of, did I also draw a forest? Wow, the best draw basically. But yeah, I get, this 2-for-1, so that negates my mulligan already. Yeah, okay, Vault. Now do they have the 2/2? I suppose I have the Towards the Tower for it, yep. So we can also do that. Not sure yet if I want to play the Adventure or not with this guy. Utopia Sprawl, that's an enchant forest. So what does that mean in practice? In practice it means I'm gonna enchant the forest saying blue. And then I can't, sadly, tap it. But I can use the Towards the Tower, so it's fine. Or the Vault, even both, but I don't think I need to use the Vault. I like this card. I know I could just discard the card I draw, but it's kind of not that useful. I'm going to take the 2 and see what they do before using the Towards the Tower in here. They have a lot of instant speed stuff, but it could be just, the removal spells I saw. And now oh, that's gonna be happening soon. This is most likely gonna get countered, right? Okay, fine. Let them counter it. I didn't mean counter, I meant removed, because there are at least 3 removal spells that works on that thing. So, I guess Cream Puff. Okay then. Well, I guess I'm gonna just bounce it then. I get my card when they recast it. Now I don't have a good block on it, but maybe I'll find some way to deal with it. Okay, there are some lands now. So I could use the Adventure, which can find me the... is there any Adventure spell that deals with this? Not actually, there isn't. I think I'm better off drawing 3 this turn. Oh, the Tempest Heart though starts to pick some cards. Yeah, okay then. Okay then. Not cards, I mean counters. And then I can even eventually trade with that thing. Sure. Because I have 2 5-mana spells. I'm going to play the Tempest Heart. I don't think I need to use the adventures or the collector's vault even here. I just wanted to play that. I guess I could have used the vault, get the treasure, and then, yeah, okay, fine. I could have done that, in fact. With the treasure I can cast this, and then I could have been able to discard the island, but I might even hit my land drops thanks to the into the fair court here. Now, will they kill my thing? Yeah, they had a candy crabble, so they just chose not to deal with the familiar. So, and now they have the feed the cauldron as well. Alright, so they had the instant removal there. Here I will just draw the cards before doing anything else. Well, I guess I will now have a lot of ways to, you know, discard cards. I have excess lands. But now problem of course is that I'm losing to this puff. This one puff is... I guess now I would be happy to just turn it into a 1-1. -4/-4 is going to do something. This can't block ground guys, so I might as well just attack with it. I'm very close to death here. I'm going to... I think I have the mana to do it all though. Yeah, I do. Let's play this here. I'm not gonna mill any cards. I need to, of course, do stuff here. But no, the thing, if they don't have actually anything, and that's a big if. But if they don't have anything, I can double block this thing, deal 5 to it, and then make it 0 power, so it won't kill anything. But that's not, you know, gonna happen here. They had the second candy crabble as well. And then I can still, you know, negate one turn of attacks here by giving it -4/-4. But then I have to multiple block it. So I lose all the blockers there. I guess I can find... I have the... Yeah, okay, I can find one of my burn spells that deal, you know, enough damage to it now. Oh wow, that's a lot of land draws. Yeah, I have 2 of those red spells that I can draw here. So the fawn... Am I supposed to... I guess I'm gonna play 1 land here still. I'll play the attendants and then I can cast the other fawn, and I most likely will just jump block the puff rather than go to 4. Oh, I forgot this thing. Yeah, it's quite easy to forget, I think. But I mean, I drew just a land again, so I need to... I have 2 outs. 2 outs in the deck. Let's play this. And I know I could take the 4 damage, but I think a jump block is like slightly better, I guess. Maybe. Hopefully. I can't raise them, that's for sure. They have only 2 cards, but one of them is at least a spell. Hopefully not a card draw spell. It's a kill spell, yeah, it's going to... No, they would have done that pre-combat. Why would they play a kill spell post-combat? Guess that's an option. Okay, Brave the Wilds gives me a 3/3. Well, let's first start with this, of course. Wow, how many lands that is. Well, I'm not gonna block this now. I'm not gonna block it now because I need to have 5. I mean, this 2/1, yeah, sure, but not the 4/5. I guess. So I'm gonna just fetch another land here. So this is going to be a bargain spell. Turns the island into a creature. Sack this thing. Have a hasty attacker in here. I leave the fawn to block the guide here, of course. So let's see. I will have 4 lands in the deck, and then Hamlet Glutton will be good. This this 6/5 is good, this is good, this Beanstalk Worm is good, and both of these Frantic Firebolts are of course good. The Bitter Chill is good. Wow, that is a lot of that's a lot of outs in the deck. That really is. Okay, I'm gonna go down to 4 now. And I have 2 draws. I mean, I counted a lot of, maybe even 5 or more outs on the Scream Puff. Do they still have like... Okay, they can stop cap that thing to draw, mostly to draw a card, I guess. I go down to 2 in fact, not 4. Oh well. I'm still alive. As long as they hit like a small pocket of lands, I think I'm totally in the game. Now that is one of the way. Well, first let's again start with this thing. Okay, now finally I got that. Yep. So as long as I can kill the puff, it's gonna be all fine. I'm going to do this right now, before giving them any more card draws, which might give them some kind of a way to deal with it. Do they actually have the counter spell? This Tailful Stroke doesn't work. It has to be the 3 mana counter spell, and it is. Wow, wow, wow. So they really are in a good shape here, but I will just -4 it. Use one of my treasures for that. Then this will allow me to draw a card on the next turn. So I'm gonna do this. And of course, if they still kill the fawn with some kind of, you know, if they draw interaction for the fawn, then I just lose. I accept that. If they just had all gas, all interaction, then there's no way I'm winning this game, of course. And that was... that actually allows me to get the free kill here, assuming this works. We'll see very soon. Okay, it seems to be working here. And this will draw me the card. Of course I can still loot, I have the mana for that. So I will... Oh, wow. So they have also this. That's the green. I saw another card that makes the green for them happen. But actually this draws me a card as well when they play stuff from the adventure. That's a little bit... What? What? I mean, it's not the worst. But look at this turn. They just... I guess they played 1 land. It was the forest they needed. Alright, let's now be careful, because I can do a lot of stuff, but I don't have mana for all of the stuff. I have currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but that includes tapping 2 of my creatures, which I will be needing for blocking purposes, and I want to leave the mana for the Ice Out. Can I afford to loot? That's the question. I think I start with this because this will draw me a card. I can tap the mountains because I have a treasure. So let's indeed start with this. So I have a blocker for the fairy. That is the good thing. But they have also 11 life because of the food. Alright. Now that's the first thing I needed. Very good. Very good. So I'm gonna kill the puff right away. I'm not going to... I mean, I guess I could attack into the Dread Knight because then I can counter the spell when they try to cast it. But it's also something I don't have to do right now. So I'm gonna attack with this 1 power. This 3/4 deals with the... Oh, they can untap that. No, they can't because they... Remember, this can untap even when it doesn't have the counters, but now it has that stun counter, so they didn't have enough mana to untap it. Now, the question here is... Question is that I need the... Do I have the... This taps for blue... I'm thinking about, can I play the island here? I kind of want to have the 1/3 here. It's not. It might not be the best thing to have. So I could discard that as well. So if that gives me, let's just do this like this because I'm going to do this on my turn now. Right. Okay, fine. Let's just do this. Let's just do that, and then I can loot. I can't play this, but no, I need to have the mana up. I guess if I play this, I can loot and have mana up and oh man, this is so difficult. Let's just do this. Maybe they just draw land for once, so they can untap that, but my eyes out will. Okay, are they gonna attack me? I have a flying blocker here. So they actually did draw something here, didn't they? Well, I have a counter spell, so I will punish whatever they will have there. Okay, they did not. So, if I now loot, they have an opportunity to use. I guess they can't use with blue and green anything, so I will do this. Because now I don't actually have mana for the eyes out right on this moment. Now I do, because I will get a treasure here. But I suppose they're not gonna cast anything now. I'm again down to 10 cards in here. I mean the treasure, the Collector's Vault has done so much work in both of these games. Look at all the lands I've gotten rid of, thanks to that. So they are thinking about something at the end of the turn. Of course they have priority because of this untap ability and because of the food. But why are they using up their time? I guess they have more time than I, so maybe they don't mind spending it. But what is the decision they want to make here? I can counter here a spell, but I would need to bargain something. But they had a window before I discard, before I have the treasure token to cast a spell. So it would be very weird if they now choose to cast a spell. But what's this? Have I disconnected here? I mean, I should... Have I disconnected here? I mean, where's that? They should have a timer somewhere. Do I have to? I have to reconnect. I will reconnect now. No, I see this now. Okay, well, I don't understand what that was. But now I have the Red Knight dealt with. I still can, of course, just loot first because I have the mana and enough cards in the deck. Yeah, they are just very slow. Okay, let's get rid of that thing. I believe, yeah. So now I can do a bunch of stuff. First of all, I'll just bitter chill this Red Knight, allowing me to attack. Attack here with the 3/3, not with the attendants because I wouldn't survive. Yep. I might actually give this thing the counter. I'm gonna give it the counter. I have 12 minutes. So if it goes to game 3, I think I still have enough time. And now I need to make sure I have the mana for the well, I do. I can do this. And I can play the eyes out even without bargaining. So and I can still jump block because this can block flyers. So let's say they have something on this thing. Do I care about the Death Toucher? This has trample, so it's actually fine. I'm going to leave my counter spell for something more important. Okay, I must loot here. Okay, this is a lot of. I guess I could have played this because it will draw me a card. Okay, there's a Hamlet Glutton. I think I'm good to go now. Let's do this. And now can I... Oh, well, that's a sweet one. Yeah. I think this is not done. I have... I have almost lethal attack, not quite, but they are forced to jump block now. And that's what matters. I can counter if they have something, so they have to jump block now. Yep. That trembles, so this is this like one shot? No, that was exact this. I didn't even do the math. But I mean, I would have won on the next turn then, thanks to the counter spell, making it sure that nothing nasty should happen. Alright, that was a Collector's Vault really helping me there. Final match. Yeah, okay, this is, I mean, it's rather easy keep. Even if they kill the first fawn, they hopefully don't immediately deal with the second one. And of course I can just draw some lands without the fawns. Yeah, the fact is can also, you know, get the other colors of mana, makes that a very, very decent 2-drop. It's just strictly better than the kind of card that has been in the past. I think there has been like an elf 2/3, sorry, a 2 mana 1/3 elf that taps for green. Okay, that's gonna be slightly annoying, but I can still get the mana from it, so not the end of the world. Okay, I drew 2 lands, but they were both forests. I suppose I have only 5 islands and 2 mountains in the deck. So if I make some other color, it will cost a mana, so I can't play the 4-drop now, the transmuter. Therefore, I guess I really don't have any other option than to do this. But at least I have the thought, the tower I can use on their turn. Because of course, attacking with this -1 power creature doesn't help. There are 3 colors there as well. Could be more, of course. If they play up, you know, pretty much anything that dies towards the tower, I will use it. But they have 4 mana also, so maybe they just won't. Okay. So how do I do it? More forests. I mean, I can use both of these to generate. No, I don't need. I mean, I can play this on the next turn, but I will simply just. I guess I could play the attendants actually. Which one is the better one? The flyer or the 3/4? But this can actually make something big into a 1/1. So what I can do is I can make this thing tap for blue. And now I still can play the attendants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just play this. I don't think the trick is gonna be as useful as potentially the cursed roll token. Besides, this was the more expensive card as well. It would be funny, by the way, to play the double blue spell without any islands by having 2 fawns, because that's what I can and will do on the next turn. Grasp of Fate, I'm likely gonna take the attendants. so now this is a fun one. A vault won't be a bad one, but yeah, I can do this with 5 forests, thanks to the fawns. Okay, I still didn't draw the island, but I guess I can use the Tempest Heart, discard the forest, and probably the 3rd fawn. I'm taking an annoying amount of damage from the stab wound, by the way. Okay, so they can bounce now this cursed roll token, but I can just I can use the torch, the tower, maybe even just to eat the 1/1 flyer. I don't think that's going to be that relevant. I have to raise the stab wound unless I kill this fawn somehow. How do I deal with the... I guess I can... Well, let's first see what I draw. The Beanstalk Worm. Well... I have 8 mana available. Although it's basically 7 because I'm not playing the forest, I'm gonna discard it on the Tempest Heart. So 7 mana, this costs 2 and then I have 5. I will play the Tempest Heart and the Touch the Tower dealing with the Courtier. So I will start... Oh, but I still don't have the blue, so this actually costs 3. Wow. So am I gonna vault it? I'm gonna... Oh, vault is gonna be effectively 3 mana. Guess I can kill. I will jump block, by the way, the Celebrant, so I don't even tap this for mana, right? But they are now tapped out, so I'm gonna kill this thing now. So maybe I'll just do the vault. Okay, let's do this. And let's do this. And let's discard this. Okay, familiar isn't bad. So now if I just attack here, I will use what do I use here? I need red mana, so I'm gonna tap this for red, like that. Then I'm gonna bargain this, and I'm gonna kill this and sack the treasure token. Might be a little bit greedy. Gatekeeper. Okay, that can that bounce my things on or only a creature you don't control? So I can't bounce the phone, but I will jump block with it if they choose to attack. Oh, this has trample now. Well, I'm still jump blocking it. Oh, they actually chose to. Well, they make me to have an answer for it. Okay, fine. Transmuter. The +1/+1 isn't that great for me. This can't bounce my own thing. I can kill this with the Frolicking Familiar, and that's what I'm thinking about. I might have to do that. But what else am I gonna play this turn? Just add red here and deal with it right away. I don't even want to. Although, no, I don't actually. I can do it on their turn. I don't have to show that. I might discourage them from attacking by having this jump block available. Fine. So I'm just playing the Tempest Heart here actually, because I wanna start picking the counters in there. Yeah, I guess I can play this for. No, I quite can't, sadly. This is difficult. I could bounce something. I mean, these mostly it's only mana value 3 or less. I'm just gonna attack now with the flyer. So, I mean, I guess I can. No, I need a red mana, so I can't. I can use the Collector's Vault to get a treasure. Discard these, perhaps. I also want to have this up. Also, I'm not going to do it right now. I might do it on the turn. Okay, they get a roll token. That will be. Yeah, I need to get rid of the Zero Armament because every enchanted creature they have gets +1/+1, and even the ones that is enchanted by this my roll token. So they just choose to do nothing. I'm choosing to get a treasure. Okay, I'm gonna discard this phone here, and I don't necessarily want to take any more life loss in here. I'll sack my treasure now, especially because I have the island, finally. Yes, I want to kill my own guy. It's not gonna really do too much against them. Okay, that's the stab wound dealt with. Okay, and another familiar here. Now, this will pick up counters when I cast my expensive stuff. Let's just play this because I'm going to do that no matter what. So I can bounce the Sage, make them recast it, and then I can play the. Can I? Wait a minute. If I bounce it, I will be left with 4, 5, but and then I don't need the colored mana for this thing. So I'm going to do that. You can recast it. And then I will play this guy. Get the counter on the Tempest Heart. And I can even attack for 1 here. I'm a little bit pants down here, of course. But, I mean, what can I do? I mean, if they have more removal, I can. I guess they still don't have a lethal attack. It's only even if they deal with both of my guys, I go to 1. But of course, if they deal with both of my guys, I don't think I can come back from that situation. So hopefully they won't do that. I can play a 6-5 and then I can have these flyers and I have the vault again. So, I mean, if there's any kind of a stall situation, I will be gaining a nice board in here. And I will draw my the two red removal spells that can deal with the Ceramont. Currently they will be dealing, actually both will be dealing 4 damage already. Based on my graveyard. And I have these, I can, you know, make some of their guy into a 1-1, which it will be a 2-2 for as long as the Ceramont is gonna be on the battlefield. Okay, so they are thinking. So they do have a more removal, okay, I don't like seeing that, but I mean they had still cards in hand. Now I will just block, of course, whatever attack they're gonna make. I mean they might just attack with the Celebrant, which is fine. I mean it's a big creature, I need to deal with it anyway. If they also have like a pump spell here, then it's just, I mean it's just one of those games where the opponent has everything. Well, that's not quite, but it's still kinda good. They get it back, they get the trigger back, they lose the token. No, they don't, because it comes with a wicked token, obviously. I guess the good news is that, okay, they allow this thing to come back. I don't know why. Do they have a better target for this? I mean, a 3-4 is quite nice. I guess they want to deal with the Gatekeeper. That makes sense, yeah. They do that without a token, which is interesting because a token would actually be +2/+2. Okay, so if I play a big thing like the Gatekeeper, it's gonna get exiled. So I won't be doing that. Now this will, yeah, enchanted creatures you control, so even the Ceramont will pump itself. It can't give the monster roll token to itself, but if I enchant it with this, you know, the cursed roll token, it will be a 2/2 and my Frolicking Familiar will not kill it. That is the thing. So if this will be basically a 3/3 if I transmute it. I might still do it, because it will be a 1/1 with a +1/+1 aura and then +1/+1 because it gets enchanted. It will be a 3/3, but it's gonna be much more useful for me that it's a 3/3. I'm thinking if I want to... Yeah, okay, fine, let's do it. Cursed roll token here. It also gets tapped for what it's worth. I do want to have access to another blue mana, even though I have the vault here, but I do want to have it. Now this 6 mana total. Well, I guess I'll just have the Vantress Transmuter here, and I have the Frolicking Familiar still up, and I guess the looting thing as well. This can't block flyers, so let's do that. And they might now use the Grasp of Fate here, of course. But it's not the end of the world. They can only deal with one of my 3/4s. I still have decent blocks here, and then of course this Bellona's Gatekeeper will be, you know, maybe safe from removal, unless they just keep drawing removal, which then they do, and game will be over. This will cost 3 mana, so it's half the mana they have currently available. Another Sage, which will be a 4/4 once they pay for the trigger. Okay, I have actually dealt some damage with the Fairy here. That's funny. I don't feel like I want to discard anything. I can do it right now. I know you basically maybe should loot always, but I also don't want to discard any business here. Okay, another Attendance will be very useful. Okay, so I can... Well, I will need to... Well, I can't attack with anything else than this now. But I will play this, and I have the Attendance up. As well as the Frolicking Familiar. I mean, I have both of these adventures up. That's decent amount. Because this will be a 4/4, for instance. Because I can play 2 things for it. So they're gonna attack with that. They get the Scry. Let's see how they Scry them. And then into the bottom. Pass. Do I want to block with everything? Because they might have some tricks. I know I can give it -4/-4, but I think that makes the most sense. Pass the blocker. I'm gonna just tap. I mean, can they give it death touch? Well, I guess if they could, I can still -4/-4 it, so unless it's... I don't think there's such a spell in this format. They can't kill more than one of my guys, and now I can do this here. Okay. This is not bad, actually. Oh, I can kill that. No, yes, I can. I can kill that in response. It's a triggered ability. No, sorry, I was wrong. It's just a 3/3 and it becomes sadly a 2/2. Yeah, okay, because of the surround here being quite useful. But it's only a 2/2 until they get rid of the ability. Alright, I don't need the mountain, I have the collector's vault here. Okay, well, I definitely don't need this island. So now total amount of mana 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, I suppose. I'm gonna play the attendants. The question is, am I going to attack with this attendant? I'm gonna attack maybe with just these two. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe. I'm actually winning this game currently, so I can do this. I'll leave the mountain in my hand for discarding purposes. I can use a treasure token if I need to use the familiar, and it's quite unlikely that I would do that. Now there's a lot of defense here, even if they use this Grasp of Fate, and once they use it, I will play the Gatekeeper. And of course I will play this at some point anyway. Okay, now they are done with it. That has been exiled. So let's see what they're gonna do now. I don't think they have good attacks. There they don't. Bitter Chill. Okay, that's not necessarily doing right now anything. I think I will save it for something that can block a flyer. I'm gonna play the Gatekeeper, but I suppose I start with the loot here. Okay, that's gonna be good. I can mill 4. Maybe not this turn. So attack for... I don't want to be too risky here. I'll just do this. Attack for 3 and play there. I don't need to take any risks here. Oh, I wasn't... I wanted to leave this untapped. Man. Of course I was preferring to sack a treasure than tap my blocker here. But I suppose I'm at 9, so I shouldn't die here yet. But yeah, that was a foolish... I mean, I didn't check the auto tapper. And of course it prefers using repeatable mana sources over treasures. That's what it normally does. Okay, they have a Virtue of Loyalty. Wow. Oh, that's a heck of a good card. Okay. Wow. So these start picking some nice counters. The Courtier is gonna gain them some life. Okay, and the Bitter Chill doesn't do anything because this will untap their creatures. This only says that it won't untap during its untap step. So I might have to do this, sacking some treasures. Let's try to find something. Is there a way to get rid of this? Okay, I got the Frantic Firebolt, which will be better definitely than some other, the other option there, I believe. Unless I had a lethal attack in the air with the other card. I think I might still have, but in fact this... No, it was the Brave the Wilds. No, the Fairfox wasn't an option there. No, sorry. Okay, I think I do have a lethal attack now, thanks to the Familiar actually getting boosted here. Yeah, I should have. So let's now just see. I have 4, 6. This is effectively +2, and then there's this thing. I do have a lethal. I'm sure of it. They have nothing that can block a flyer, and even if they did, I have a Bitter Chill to temporarily tap one. So that's now 7 damage, and all I need to do is the Firebolt on here, for instance. Doesn't really matter. I used the treasure for that, and yeah, this is lethal attack in there. So the flyers were critical in here. Okay, now that I know they have a Words of Loyalty, and I suppose the Grasp of Fate and the Stab Wound as well, it's really easy to sideboard it, the Oof. And if I had another one, I would do that as well. Now, Eyes Out might be an important card here. Okay, and the Transmuter may be a little unexciting, so I'm not playing that. Yeah, what's the final cut? I did get a 2-drop now, so maybe I can cut like... No, I do like the Prowler here. Because I can make it so big. But the Bitter Chill is just very bad if they have the Words of Loyalty, so I think I'm going to cut that. And how about the Glutton? How about the Graceful Takedown? I haven't sideboarded it in any matchup, but that's mostly because I haven't played any deck that has small creatures. Because all of my opponents have like these, you know, some green something. I guess this is black and white and splashing for green, but I don't think I want to do that because I just like the other cards more. So this is gonna be the deck. Yep. That's a nice hand. The phone and the vault, meaning that blue mana won't be a problem. I won't necessarily kill all the 2-drops they have there available. But then again, I might have to be mana efficient. So let's do it after all. I still have the Frantic Firebolt if they have like the Courtier thing. I'm gonna play the phone because the Sprawl doesn't do much on this turn. It would be the only thing I can do. Next turn I can use this for this green mana to enchant the forest with the Sprawl and still get the mana. Yeah, I can kill this now with the... I wish I had the Frolicking Familiar, but I guess you can't get that lucky. But I will just get rid of it before they get to untap and do some annoying stuff. So, add green. Utopia Sprawl here saying blue. Blue. Kill this. Because they have so many ways to get rid of the aura that... Let's not go there. Okay, they don't have a swamp yet. Okay, they get a 3/3 now. Oh, I get more removal. So now I have access to 4 mana, which means that I'll just play this as a creature. I don't think I want to draw 2 and discard 2. My hand is totally fine, and this allows me to loot unnecessary cards anyway. Do they not have the black mana? Green was just a splash. They are black and white. Okay, that's a really good card also for my crown. I mean, not crown, this is the crown, but I mean the oof. The oof can kill it. Okay, so they go for... I guess they wanted to scry, so that makes sense in fact, yes. I missed what they scried. Whatever. Now I need to, of course, try to raise them. But this is nice, this is gonna pick up the counters now, and I have another attendance, I have the removal, and then I can use the Collector's Vault to dig into more stuff. But I didn't see how they scried, because I think they're gonna just want to find the swamp there. Yeah, they're gonna do that again. That means they can't tap these on my turn, so I'm gonna deal a lot of damage to them. So they scry now the top, so whatever it is, it's a good white spell or a land that produces something else than white. Okay, they draw 3, which also makes sense, by the way. Yeah, because they can do that. That was probably the only thing they could do this turn. But at least now I don't have to worry about that thing anymore. And I'll just continue growing the Tempest Heart, add more flyers to the board. Okay, they have some effect there, but can it untap this now? Oh, yes, there is a spell that can do that, but untap and keep it flying to eat the attendance. It's a possibility, but could be a number of other things too. Devouring Sugar Maw. No, that's nice, but and they have now food too, but I mean this thing requires sacking some of the stuff. Oh, we'll see. That they don't have the second black, by the way, because they had a land, but it's another plains again. So that's going to, I'm not going, I'm gonna go to 11. It's just too risky to make the block here. It could be a bluff attack, but it's just too valuable to have the attendants here. I mean, I could have a lethal attack coming up, but I suppose they have some kind of removal. Yeah, that's a really good one, because they most likely have a bargain for that. And of course, if they draw another swamp, they just have it with that too. So how I'm going to do this thing? They're gonna +2/+2 and fly, but I suppose it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, I'll just play the Beanstalk Worm here, I guess. I fear that they have the deal 3. I mean, they can bargain this thing away, and okay, that's just a plunge into winter. So sure. I was afraid that they might have the, the white kill spell, deal 3 damage to an attacking or blocker, or if you bargain it, kill it outright. They did not have that, so I could still attack with the fawn as well for 1 extra point and just play the werewolf, but the 5/4 will be more valuable, I feel. Let's do that. Next, now they don't have mana to eat the food this turn. Not if they draw a swamp, they can play this and then of course eat this thing. I'll take some damage from the Sage. There's nothing. I do have a reach on the worm, but I'm not sure I want to really block it. I mean, I don't, because this gives a monster roll token. So I can, which gives trample, so I can make this into 6/5 trampler so that this 1/1 is not actually able to profitably block it. They might even consider leaving this as a blocker, but it will only be a 3/3. Of course, it's a 5/5 flyer only now, temporarily, thanks to the chapter 2 in here. Okay, I go to 6. Hopefully they don't win by dealing some extra 6 somehow, but I'm not going to block it. I could, because this has reach, but I'm not going to do that. I try to win on the next turn. I have, of course, a nice attack, and I have a removal spell, and this Werefox, the monster token generator here. Celebrant. Okay, they can do the Princess Takes Flight, and now this is gone for good. They get to scry too, and they can exile. I mean, they don't have mana to crack the food token though. Oh, they chose to not play this at all, so they have a 4 mana worth of instants. That could be a number of things, of course. Well, I have 5 mana here, so I can do the Firebolt and the Werefox in here. So I could still win this turn, but it's now going to be very close. They could have a 2 mana spell and crack the food. I mean, I only see by doing this. Can't attack with this because I want to have access to the 5 mana here. Yeah, the trample might actually be relevant here if they kill one of the flyers somehow. And they have to. If they have a 2 mana spell and crack this, I will still be winning. Okay, so now I can just let this happen because I'm currently winning. Now they will crack that thing there. Yes. And now they are at 8. Which means that if I give the attendants the +1/+1, it does not work. So the only way for me that I can try to win is this. But they can have now the 2 mana. Okay, they did not. But what I was afraid of is that they have the white kill a attacker or blocker if you bargain it, which costs 2 mana. But they did not, so that was it. Alright, that was the end of the event, and I did win all the matches now. The deck was quite sweet, it was fun to play, definitely, and it had power, card draw, creatures, synergy. One thing I didn't do is that I never cast this thing as a 5 mana adventure, but I mean, if you have it early in the game and you can have a 3 mana 4/4, I mean, you have the mana for it, you have a 3 mana 4/4 trampler, that's quite nice. And of course, even later in the game, you might just need to have the board presence, because using 5 mana to not affect the board is something you can't always do. And I still have the into the fair court here as well. Yeah, I would play this deck again. I wouldn't. I mean, of course, if I could, I would maybe change something. But I think this was a really sweet deck, and it was also some fun matchups. I didn't have like a red-white or a red-black aggro deck at all, but I think I was very well set up for them against them because of these 1/3 blockers. I had 4 of them in the main deck. I had in the sideboard I had this thing. I had the double Frolicking Familiar and the Torture Tower for cheap interaction against one toughness or even 2 toughness creatures. I think my matchup wouldn't have been that bad against those aggro decks either, but I did not meet them. Okay, that was it. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and let's just look at the sweet price of 3.0 here. Okay, bye bye.